Good evening. What a mess. What a bad plan. Need to check and see if something's going to light up over on Rumble. I don't know. Let me hit the refresh button. Yeah, there we're good. How are you tonight? Look, it's going to be a night of stupid, okay? I'm just going to admit it now. I have done something that's just not smart. It could go badly. Let me do the warnings first. I'm going to change out microphone stands tonight. That's never a good idea. I don't know how it's going to go. I want to fix one little thing that's irritating me. Oh, God. I've already hit buttons. Here we go. Okay. I don't like to see the count on the one screen for how many people are watching, because it's like sometimes it's 1, sometimes it's like 100. It's just it freaks me out, and so I don't want to do that. So look, let's just start with this. Okay, so you can see there's two stands. There's this one here, there's a microphone here, and then there's this one. Okay, we're going to switch those out during the stream, which is stupid, because there's not going to be sound. I only have one XLR cable, and so I'm going to have to switch the cable, and I'm going to have to test it. It's going to be a mess. It's going to, look, I want to do an unboxing video and stuff like that. Those are fun. Everyone likes those. Unfortunately, I have no room, and my house looks terrible. So I'm hiding behind the desk. But we're going to change it out because we'll get into it. But anyway, let me introduce myself. My name is John Schenk. I'm the founder and managing broker of Deerwood Realty in St. Louis. We're a small firm. It's just me. It's literally just me. I help people buy homes and sellers sell theirs. At night, I do the Deerwood Realty live stream. Normally, I wouldn't say it's ever perfect. That's for sure. But I mean, it is something. It's a stream and it's live. It might be the Deerwood Realty show. I don't know. I mean, if you heard the show 2 nights ago, I had the echo on accident. It sounds stupid. I don't know what's going on tonight. I'm not dealing with the sound. The other thing, if you're going to switch microphones during a live stream, okay, you should have headphones, because then you can hear, what the audience is hearing. I can't hear what the audience is hearing. I don't have headphones. I was going to order them. Actually, I actually did order them. I went to B&H Photo, okay, and they normally deliver stuff like within 3 days. Unfortunately, there's like Passover or something. They're not going to ship anything until the 14th. So I was going to have these cool little headphones that loop over my ear, and I was going all out. But I don't have that. So now it's just a mess. I thought about all day. I was like, how can I present you, the viewer, with this unboxing, this microphone change out? Because if you watch any of my streams, it's kind of jarring when things change. What is this? You didn't tell me you're changing out the microphone stand, and now I'm a little bit disheveled. I don't want to do that to anybody, and so I'm not going to. I'm going to give you a warning, and then this way I felt like you could come along for the ride. When I tried to put together the other microphone, Shockmount, it was a disaster. It was just an absolute disaster. Who knows how this is going to go? I know I screwed something up and have to go back. It's already starting well. Oh, and if you look here, this is the cord for the microphone. My microphone stand, my arm, it's like the cable is inside the arm, and it looks very clean, but unfortunately I can't get it out to do the switch over the microphones, so I have to switch it in 2 spots. But I have to check on something, and I have to do it right. What is that called? It's a It's a Shockmount. Yeah. All right. I don't even know if I can get it. Oh, there it is. Well, no, that's not the one. Okay, yeah. You guys are going to be like, you're an idiot, which is fine. Don't feel bad. Oh, wait a minute. I'm talking to myself there. Okay, so here, that's that. Let's do one thing. Like, we're going to go back to real estate in a minute, but I want to do this first, like this one little real estate thing, and then we'll go back to the microphone change, okay? I just feel like I have to do something. So let's go over here. Oh, you idiot. See, it's already going poorly. All right, here we go. Let me find this. Okay, here we go. We need to look at rates. Can you see that? Let me see what my screen looks like. All right. Those are the rates right now. If you can see, it says 6.50% on a 30-year fixed. That's up. We were down at like 6.19. We had a chance. I would say we had a chance to get. I just feel like anything over 6 now, anything over 6 makes it difficult to swing a deal. 7 is just terrible. Now look, I represent buyers and sellers, so it's like, doesn't really matter which way it goes as long as I have buyers and sellers. But it's not good. It's not, especially that jump like that. It was going down, everything was getting better. 16 basis points over the weekend is not good. So that's that. All right, now look. We're going to get into it now. Now, unfortunately, you guys, sorry, I was on a delay. I guess I was like, you're not going to get it. All right, let's go over this now. All right. Now, here's the problem. Now, look, I'm going to show this mic stand. I'm going to show this to you. Like, see this? Well, now I got to talk up here. But anyway, I'm screaming. So look at the size of this thing. Okay? It's the Daddy Mac. It's the Electrovoice. Okay? Probably can't hear Jack. Sorry about that. All right, so it's like the best, right? It's the best you can have. But it's stupid. First of all, if it's like down like this, it's huge. Second of all, if I hang it the other way, it's in my face, so I can't see my screen. Okay? It's problematic. So let me show you what I'm dealing with. Oh God, I just hit the wrong button there. I want you to come along with me. I want you to understand what I'm dealing with. Okay, so here we go. Let's do this here. Okay. I just want you to see that I'm not making stuff up here. Don't mind me. Now look, this is on Amazon right now. This is the Electrovoice Shockmount. This is what I have. And you might be like, well, that's ridiculous, John. You paid $110 for just a Shockmount? Yes. Yes, I did. Is it a smart thing to do? Well, not now. I mean, I didn't know. And I think I got it with a bundle. I'm going to go with that. All right, so now you may say, well, what are you going to replace it with if that's what you got? Well, I'm going to replace it with this. You say, John, that's $13 on Amazon. You mean to tell me you're going to drop from $110? I'm rounding up. $110 down to a 13. Yes. Why? I told you, it's huge. And I'm sure it's good for something, right? But it's not good for me. It doesn't work. And so what I'm going to attempt to do now, okay, this is where the fun begins. I'm going to try to I'm going to try to change that to that. Then I'm going to check to make sure everything's good. Okay, so I'm going to, on this one right here, okay, I'm going to change this out. I'm going to put my old podcast mic on just so we can hear each other, so we can talk. I'm going to check to make sure the volume's working there. And then we're going to go and we're going to work on the Shockmount and figure that out, okay? So that's the plan. If you don't hear me for a while, put it in the chat. Please. Please. I'm going to check on my end. And we're just going to go from there, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug the mic. I don't know what to do. First thing I'm going to do is unplug it in the back, and it's going to be quiet. Let's just say it's going to be quiet for a few minutes, okay? Oh, God. See what it did? It's not starting well. All right, here we go. So we're going to put that there. Okay, now can you hear me? Now I'm not gonna be up like this. This is freaking weird. I just lost all kinds of viewers on Rumble. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make it so stupid, but maybe some of you will come back. Let's test. Let's check on this. I know I'm putting out sound. Let's see here. Can you hear me? You should be able to hear me. Okay. Maybe not very loudly. Huh. Let's see if I can fix that. Oh, I can. I can fix it. Let's see here. So we want to be. I have a very soft voice. Oh my God, very loud. Okay. All right. Now I'm automatically adjusting the mic volume. I think that's stupid, especially since it's just me. But, okay. All right, so now we're going to go and we're going to change it. I don't know, let's see if we can bring the table out. Let's do it like this. All right, if you heard that, that was a mistake. Okay, now I've got this. Never thought I'd use this way, but oh gosh, okay. All right, so hopefully you can hear this. Wow, I lost another viewer just by doing that. Now look, you can say, hey, you could have done a better job of planning this. Well, that's true. That's true. I agree with that. So, I don't know what to tell you. I hope you can hear. I think I can. If I break this here, can you hear me? Okay. All right. Here we go. Okay. So now we have everything taken apart, and I think you can hear me. So now we're going to go and fix this monstrosity. Look at this thing, though. Can you see? I mean, look at this. Look at the size of the bracket. It takes up the whole screen. So we're gonna fix that. All right. So first thing I want to do is I'm going to take it off because it's annoying. Okay. And you guys know how much an Electrovoice RE20 goes for. Look, I've lost another viewer. This is infuriating people, and that's not my goal. Believe me. I need as many viewers as I can get. I thought Honestly, I thought that like people would like to watch train wrecks. I guess not. I guess not. Okay, so now I have this taken apart. Here's the bag. I have to cough. Whoever's watching out there in Rumble Land, thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, so this is the unboxing of the, what is this? The Boseen universal microphone shock mount, mic clip holder mount for diameter 47 millimeter to 53 millimeter, anti-vibration, adjustable high isolation shock mount. I'm going from $110 to $13. Okay, so here's the box. It's gonna be an unboxing because I've always wanted to do one. I'm just not very good at it. And so what's in the box? Here, this is in the box. Now, if it's anything like the RE20 holder, that thing was, I had to put it together. So let's see, I'm right here. At first I thought it was pre-assembled. I was really excited about that. Okay. Now, do I think it's going to be the same quality? No, I don't think it's going to be the same quality. I don't care right now. I'm tired of this big fat microphone. Okay, so here's what you get. I thought you got this piece that goes in there that's like a stop for it, but I guess not. You get two of these. I have to cough. Here's the, it's already done, I think. And then this tightens it, I guess. Oh yeah. See, like this, if you press on these two, it makes it bigger. And then this is already done. And then these are replacement in case one of those were to ever break. You've got this. So let's get the other one out. All right, this is a mess. I've got this. There's a little set screw here. And that should just come straight out. Okay. So, side note, I would sell this. If you want one of these, I don't know what I'll sell it for. Put it in the text, put it in the chat, make a comment. That's what we're going to do. It's just too big. Now we will place, I don't know how this sits with this. Bring this up like this. Okay, and so now I know this was the absolute worst idea ever to do an unboxing and reassembly of a microphone online. It's not going to stop me from doing it again. I'm just, see that, and then if we go down and over like this, that's the way. That's the way. I think I don't want it. I'm going to try it this way. I want it like this. Like this. I used to have it like this. But again, it was so big, right in my face. Like that better? I'm checking the replay myself. I don't know. I kind of want the classic. Like I have a favorite streamer, and they do things like this. And that guy actually has people that watch him, so I figure why not have the same for me. The problem is I'm going to get I'm getting the Rode PSA 1 Plus, I think it is, which is the, let's put this here for a second. Which is supposed to be the best microphone arm you can get. So now we're going to put this in there, like so. What do you think? I don't know. It's all right. I mean, $110 versus $13. All right, so now I'm going to switch over to the sound. I am going to check. You know, I like this pod mic. I wanted the RE20 because, again, one of my favorite streamers has one, and I thought I should have one too. Like that. I'm supposed to have like 5 inches between you and the mic. Oh, so not better be. Okay, so here we go. Now we're going to change over. It's going to be quiet for a minute. Bear with me. I think I'll do. Let me do the board first. All right. We should be good. Let's check the sound on the stream. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 2, 9, 4. Well, it says you can hear me, so we've just changed over the mic. What do you think? I mean, it's a lot smaller. It's still huge. I don't know. I think it should go up a little more. Like that. Okay. So this one's going away. Like you're supposed to be like, thank you for your service. By the way, there's like a little. So you have to adjust. This was not the right. If you're doing a podcast and you have limited space, I don't recommend you do the Electrovoice Model 309A Shockmount attachment is just a little overwhelming. By the way, somebody gave me a like on the video. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. I lost a plastic clip out of this microphone, but we'll deal with it later. Now, something that you don't see, but I have to deal with is I've got this huge amount of cable. Look at this. I'm going to try and feed it back. Please hold. Shouldn't be too bad. Now, like I said, I did order this. Well, I tried to order it, and I couldn't order it, but I will order the stuff from B&H Photo as soon as they come back online. Okay. Wow. I've killed all my viewership. No one's watching. Now I think we should talk about real estate stuff because apparently that's why people watch me. Weird, eh? The only thing is this piece here. I don't know what this goes to. Not good. Okay, well, since I've got some time here, let me get a drink. Okay, if that was the most painful television you've ever seen, I'm sorry. I will do it again. But anyway. I think part of me was like, hey, look at all the stupid things you've done on a live stream, not even on purpose. Like, look at that time when you coughed a loogie, hacked up a loogie into your hand when you were coughing. Look at that time where you had a 2-hour-long live stream, one of the best live streams you've ever done, but you forgot to hit the microphone or check the microphone. And so nobody heard it, and you managed to get a copyright strike for the one thing you did play that was on the board and wasn't on the microphone, and so you got hit on that. Is this crooked? Maybe this way, like this. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Well, after I get the other stuff in, we'll have another unboxing, and that was bad. All right, so I have stuff for you tonight. I have actual stuff, so I feel like we should get into it. I think what we'll do is we'll go to Twitter, and then we'll go... Go here. This is the first thing we got on Twitter tonight. I don't know if you saw this was Unusual Whales. It says, "Oh no." Just want to check one more time just to make sure it's there. Okay, it says, "Laid off and can't pay mortgage." It says, "Last year I bought a $1.5 million home in the Queen Anne area in Seattle. My monthly payment is around $8,500 a month. The unexpected happened a few months ago when I was laid off of my job from Meta, where I was a staff level engineer. I really need help because I depleted my savings, or I depleted most of my cash in the down payment for my house, and I can't afford the monthly anymore without a job. I've applied to more than 50 companies, and I've put out more than 500 applications, but I can't get an offer for the life of me. Next month will be the first month I won't be able to make my mortgage payment, and I'm terrified. I've thought about selling my house and moving in with friends, but I've lost so much money in the house value, I just can't justify it. Please help me." Now, this is a very fascinating thing. It's fascinating in the scale. Okay? And what do I mean by that? Like, I can't afford a $2,000 a month mortgage payment. And this fellow or person is hitting $8,500 a month. Over $1 million homes, even that, I mean, the median home price, I think, is about $389 in the United States. So they're, 4 times or 5 times over the median price. We don't know how much they make, but if you can swing an $8,500 a month mortgage payment, you're not on my same wavelength. Please help me. I don't understand. I don't understand, like, why you would put yourself in this position and then to ask for help. Who's going to help you? And why should they? I've thought about selling my house and moving in with friends. That's what you should do. And I don't know how, and then it says you've lost so much money in house value you can't justify it. Well, you're going to lose the house. Is that a better situation? And I would say this. What I saw in 2007, 2008 is, yes, it was a better situation just to walk away, buy yourself a different house. And in that time, there were people buying better houses. Buy a better house and walk away from the crappy house and the mortgage and let the bank eat it. I don't think that's the nice thing to do. I don't think that's, classy, but that's what people did. Take advantage of the system that they put in front of you. I don't know. What do you think about this? Do you feel like helping someone that has an $8,500 a month? Well, let's put the shoe on the other foot test. Do you think they would help you? What if you went on like Reddit and said like, "Hey, I just bought a house. The payments are $900 a month, and I lost my job at 7-Eleven. And my wife's pregnant with our third child. Please help me." You think this guy or this girl's helping that person? It comes across as a bit crass, doesn't it? To me, it does. You tell me what you think. I'm supposed to feel sorry for someone that has an $8,500 a month mortgage payment. That's the mortgage payment. God only knows what they're making or were. I mean, I'm just blown away. Here we go. Valerie M. Brown, your Las Vegas realtor. She follows me on Twitter, so we're like friends now. Says, everywhere you look in the economy, there are problems. Add to the latest inflation, high interest rates, credit card debt, student loans, used and new car prices, MMT. I believe that's modern monetary theory. PPP fraud, the CRE is commercial real estate, banking crisis, debt ceiling and spending, divided politics, geopolitical. And I looked at this tweet because she follows me, and I said, yes, this exactly. I don't know if as a real estate agent if we're more in tune to this kind of thing, but like my concern is all of these things. It's a concern of, are people going to be able to buy a house, or are people going to be able to sell their house? That's all I care about. It's how I make money and feed my family. But I don't want to be too, I don't want to say this, but I am. Everything's relative. Everything's relative. And so it's like, yes, there are problems, but the way I see it is, at least with the buyers that I'm working with currently, they know that things are bad. They get it, but they have their lives. I mean, your life is short. And like, if you're getting married, or if you're planning on starting a family, if you're moving out in a divorce situation, or, something, you're going to hospice, like you don't care about what the market's doing as much as you've got to make a decision and go with it. And so, I mean, if you think about it, if you bought a house during World War II, that's probably a pretty scary time. If you bought a house during the Vietnam War, when you added on the inflation, runaway inflation, when you add on gas prices, it's not great. It wasn't great then. I mean, there was probably some strife, some political issues during that time. So I don't really want to, you know, I'm one of those people, if you think you need to buy a house, buy a house. If you think you need to sell your house, sell your house. I mean, it's not that difficult. We make it difficult. And the reason why I know is because as a real estate agent, when someone's ready to sell their house, okay, it's like they've just given up. Like they're done with that house. Like they're just done. They're moving on. It doesn't matter if it's like a really, really nice house or a really, really crappy house. They've just moved on. They're done. And so, you know, that doesn't matter in the market. And then when people are ready to buy a house, you know, they go and they look and see what's available in the marketplace and they make a decision. That's it. You know, the people that say, well, I'm not going to buy a house because the economy sucks or that I might lose my job, those are valid reasons to not buy a home. Okay? No question about it. But that's not where, like, the heavy buyers are. They're past that point. So, moving on. Lance Lambert also follows me, which is fantastic. It says, does anyone fit in this camp? You have a 2% to 3% mortgage rate. Your home is too far away for a reasonable commute. Your employer would like you to spend more time in the office. And so this is looking for this Alina Botros. She's not following me. But anyway, she's going to write a story about it. Now, look, I'll just go right here and say I have a family that bought a house. And it's a very fascinating thing. The wife had a decent drive and the husband had a decent drive. They were equidistant away from their current jobs, okay? And the way the path of development works in the St. Louis metro area is you move kind of west or south. Not a whole lot going on north. Although Troy, anyway, during the time they went to buy their house, it was better for them to buy new construction because it just was. They didn't have to fight with 17 other people to buy a 1970s ranch that was needed a tremendous amount of repairs. They could, at the time, buy a brand new house for better than what they could buy a used house for. Now, the trade-off was it was a little further away from the wife's job. But it didn't matter because of the virus, the pandemic, because no one had to go to the office. In fact, the office was closed. And so the husband was like 15 minutes away from his job for the first time in his career. So it was going to work out great. Well, as you know, things changed. And now she has to go to work 4 days a week. And it's at least an hour drive in some of the worst traffic in St. Louis you could possibly imagine. What I believe will happen with that family is she will get a different job. She will get a different job because the house is great. And it's such a step up from what they had before. And they like the area, they like where they live, and she will just get a different job. And that's the way it is. Now, some of you may say, well, I can't get a different job, or I understand that. I'm just saying I have one person that fits in this camp. There's no reason for them to leave their house. It's a nice house. She'll get a job somewhere else over time. This was not the move because, like, if you looked at New York real estate, for example, people were moving out of New York due to the restrictive pandemic requirements / politics in general. They were moving to different parts of the country, and then it didn't matter because they could work from anywhere. And then now all of a sudden, oh my gosh, I got to be back at the office. That's not what happened to this couple. This was, hey, we can buy a nice house. We finally saved up enough money. Let's get this house, and it'll be good. Tracy Riniak. Now, we don't get along most of the time. We just don't. We're just not we're not on the same page. It says, no one's really talking about the ramifications on American society if the average used car being over $25,000. There will be people who can't afford to buy a car. Then what? How will they get to work? Well, if you know me, you know that we sold our second car in July of last year, and we're down to one car. Well, we got two cars. One of the children has a car. But the other car was mechanically totaled, and there was no point in keeping that vehicle. It was just going to continue to, it needed an engine. So what are you going to do? So then we're like, we only had, like, we looked at the cars that were the price that we were willing to pay, which was not $25,000, and we were like, no, we're not going to do this. And so we didn't. And so we don't have a car. We have two cars. We don't have a third car that we really should have, but we just don't. And we're probably not going to get one until the prices go down. And that's what's kind of fascinating about this tweet, because it's like, there will be people who can't afford to buy a car. Then what? How will they get to work? Well, that's a problem. And if you believe in economics, which this woman should, since she's the value stock strategist at Zacks, then she should understand that their market forces should, at some point, stabilize, and we should see lower priced cars because no one can buy them. That's what should happen in a market economy. Now, is that going to happen? To me, it's not a situation where there's some automaker out there that says, oh, great, man, we can build a brand new car for less than 20 grand. We'll have everyone will buy our product. It doesn't seem to work that way. It seems like the things that you are required to have, the government requirements just to produce a car that, can be sold, that is, obviously a gas-powered car is, on the outs. And you have to have all the safety equipment. Got to make a profit. Big three, big two can't make a profit. They got to pay off all their retirees. No offense to the retirees. They worked hard. They can have their retirement. I don't think anything's wrong with that. But this whole thing isn't going to last forever. Nothing lasts forever. There will be a time when you can buy a used car. Something's going to happen. And the reason why I say that is, real estate agents get called used car salesmen all the time. It's a put down, but it's like, okay, I actually care about the used car market. I actually care about the car market in general, because when I have a buyer that wants to buy a home, they usually have to qualify for a mortgage. And when I send, like in the past year, when I send these people to my lender, when I say, hey, there's a good lender, why don't you call them? My lender will call me and say, I would really like to help them, but they have, a $1,200 car payment for the next 7 years. And they don't make that much money. And she's like, this is ridiculous. Who would do this? Turns out a lot of people. I come from a time when like a brand new truck was 25 grand at the most. Like that was a big deal. So anyway. And then as far as there will be people who can't afford to buy a car, that's right. And then what? Well, then you just won't have a car. And then how will they get to work? Well, you won't. There were people, there were people before all this craziness started that didn't have a car and couldn't get to work. That's not unusual. It's not a good thing. It is what it is. Darth Powell, this is fascinating. So Andrew Solander tweets that it's the Biden signs resolution ending the COVID-19 national emergency more than a month before the administration had initially planned. And then Darth Powell writes, so foreclosures and student loan payments can start again, I assume, because that is really That's the problem. That's causing issues. You all know how this is going. It's funny, the reply that I saw here before, it's gone. Oh, here it is. Non-extension for the foreclosures for up to 18 months. Now, look, I don't want people to be evicted. I don't want foreclosures to happen. I don't want people in student loans to not be able to pay their bills, including their loans. I don't want any of that. It's just like, I think my main point is that there's this idea that money has a value. And when you give people money and then don't give other people money, it kind of messes with the value of the money. It's just me. Here's our first article of the day. California to front 20% down payments with 0% interest for home buyers with incomes up to $211,000. It says California home buyers are making up to $211,000 annually will be able to receive a 20% down payment and all closing costs at a 0% interest rate. Now look, if I'm a real estate agent there, you better believe that I'm getting like, oh, got to write this down. Just a second. You know, like, oh wow, nobody liked when I did that. My views just went to hell. I don't know that we can, as an agent, I would get more things on the closing costs. So I would do like more inspections, like all of them. I would make sure there was a survey. I wouldn't, what I'm telling you is I wouldn't efficiently use the money that I would normally use it for if the buyers were paying their closing costs on their own. Now, it's different. In some places, seller pays closing costs. In St. Louis, traditionally, the buyer pays the closing costs, which include like the inspection, the survey, title, insurance, all that stuff. It says it's available to low and moderate income, so the upper income limit is $211,000. So to me, like that's not even close to moderate income here in St. Louis. We'd probably be below 100,000. According to Scott Evans, the state of California can give up to 20% for a down payment and closing costs. It's a 0% interest rate. The payments are deferred for the entire life of the loan. When you sell the property or refinance the loan, they take up to 20% of the appreciation. The homeowner gets to keep 80%. My question to you is what if there's not appreciation? According to Evans, another consideration are tax breaks, which become available to homeowners, which can be significant enough to help offset the cost of mortgage payments, and which, of course, assumes the homeowner makes enough to pay taxes in the first place. It's so weird. Like, why are we doing this for people that make $211,000 a year? In theory, when someone sells a home financed with the HFA's assistance, any profits made by the sale will go back into the program, which will fund new 0% loans. That says it's not an unlimited offer. There's only $300 million available right now, with thousands of Californians anticipated to apply. It may not last long. And this, like, it might be different elsewhere, but you're in St. Louis. You still have a hot market. Why would you fan the flames with this? It's a terrible idea. It says the California Dream for All Shared Appreciation Loan Program launched 2 weeks ago with $300 million. It offered first-time home buyers up to 20% of the purchase price of a house or condominium. It's now out of money. It's estimated that 2,300 people were helped per Jeremiah Johnson. It's already done. Can you imagine? What are we doing on time? All right, we're good. It says a surprising sign that home prices could finally plunge this summer. This was on March 30th. I'm sorry I didn't get to it till now. I've been doing things. It says after a few years of flying high, home prices are finally coming back down to earth with a thud. In fact, the prospect of an outright price drop is looming on the horizon, according to a new Realtor.com report. Really? Interesting. It says in March, real estate listing prices came in nationwide median at 424, down from June's all-time record of 449. Look, I say different numbers because I see different numbers quoted by different outlets. It says, and while this March prices are 6.3% higher than March of 2022, that price growth is tapering off, marking the lowest rate of growth since June of 2020 in the early months of the COVID-19 pandemic. All right. It says, she even predicts that at this rate of slowing, list prices are likely to decline relative to the previous year by the summertime. Oh, yay. Depends if you're a buyer or seller. It says a closer look at the spring softening home prices. Given that home prices have been running hard and high throughout much of the pandemic, why are they showing signs of losing steam? I got to fix that. Why are they showing signs of losing steam right in the build-up to the busy spring home buying season? It says one clear culprit is mortgage rates. Really? Which have doubled from the past year, from under 3 to well over 6. Played out in monthly mortgage payments, financing 80% of a typical home today costs an average of $611 more compared to just last year. Oh, it's a lot more than that. I mean, if you're buying a median-priced home versus, it's a lot. It says this has put a serious crimp in what home buyers can afford, and in turn is forcing sellers to lower their expectations and asking prices. As Hale puts it, home sellers have gradually adjusted to softer market conditions. Not really. Not here. Many sellers budged, albeit grudgingly, disappointed that they missed the market's peak. Not here. While it's technically more of a seller's market than a buyer's market, it doesn't really feel that way to sellers. Who teaches real estate investment courses at Spark Rental. Many sellers just aren't getting what they want for their homes right now. Is he a real estate agent? Based out of where? Inside the home seller dilemma. Oh boy, home sellers have a dilemma. Sellers facing a relatively lackluster spring season have 3 choices. Some will simply remove their listings from the market, and that's exactly what many are doing. In March, the number of new listings fell by 20%. I don't agree with that. As for the sellers who remain in the game, there's still 2 tough choices to make. Some will lower their prices to attract offers. Indeed, 12.6%, only 12.6% of the entire market made price cuts. That's not that much. It says that's more than double who slashed their asking prices the same month last year. Again, during the hottest market ever for sellers, it's not that much. As for the third group, sellers who can afford to be patient and can simply list their home price for the price they want and wait, but they might end up waiting for a long time. That's where I like working with people and me. Like, I really want to know what the plan is. Like, I want my sellers to be honest with me. If you're going to go shoot for the moon and we're not going to lower the price or anything, and we're just going to sit there and waste everybody's time, I'm not that big of an outfit where I want to work with you. Honestly, I just don't have time. It's not worth it to me. I'd rather do nothing than sit around and not field calls on your house that's way overpriced that nobody wants at that price. It says, and the numbers bear this out, in March, real estate listings lingered an average of 54 days on the market, 18 days longer than last year. That stagnation indicates to me that the home prices have further to dip in some markets. He thinks that the prospects look grim regardless of what the economy does next. Really? Homes are such a huge part of the economy. The only reason the Federal Reserve would lower interest rates this year is if a recession hits, and they need to stimulate economic growth. That leaves sellers between a rock and a high interest rate choices and the hard place of a recession, both of which are historically dampening home prices. Well, that guy's like, we're done no matter what. Doesn't matter. Let's go there. Well, I'm going to cut it short tonight. I feel like I did a lot. I changed out the microphone stand while we were broadcasting. Read some articles, read some tweets. Had a good time. Will I be back tomorrow night? Yes. Yes, I will. Will I be doing the microphone stand? No. No, it's done. I do need to find, I've got 2 parts right here. I don't know what to do with them. Right there. The camera's supposed to focus on it, but it won't because it's like, unless it's in front of my face, right? There, look at that. Anyway, thank you for watching. Come hang tomorrow night, 9-ish, wherever you like to watch your stream. And thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, follow, anything. Good night.